months. All proceeds go to ARC. Questions, call 387-2210. The number again is 387-2210. Ocala Bike Fest. We'll see you there.
All right, 20 minutes after 11 o'clock, right here in Ocala. I believe school's last day was this past Friday. Is that right?
Yep.
For most kids? I think in the area that I'm from in New York, they've probably got a couple weeks more. There are some students out there that have a real need for school in regards to their food, because we have people out there that often need a little bit of assistance, and sometimes the families depend on that school meal, and in some cases it's not just lunch, it's breakfast and lunch, and then during the summer that becomes a problem for those families. So we have a program in Marion County that starts today, I believe, right? Starts today, and it runs through July 30th, and basically it is exactly that. Free food to Marion County students, and I can give you the details on that later on. However, this is not just in our community. Steve Dunmore and Kevin Concannon are both on the phone. Steve Dunmore is the Education Market President for Sodexo, a French food services and facilities management multinational corporation. And Kevin Concannon is the Undersecretary of the Food, Nutrition, and Consumer Services at the United States Department of Agriculture. And they're on the phone to talk about that very thing. Feeding Our Future, the summer lunch program for children when school is out for the summer. And it is here, but not everywhere. But just give it a couple of weeks, and the rest of the kids will be out for the summer as well. Steve Dunmore and Kevin Concannon. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Where are you?
Sorry.
Where are the two of you? Are you in the same place?
We're
place,
in the
but
same
different
region,
locations.
but not in the same. I'm in Washington, and Steve, I think, is out in Gaithersburg, right?
I'm in actually D.C. as well.
Oh, okay.
Different locations.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, nice to have you both on. Yeah, we've got a local program here. Is there a connection between what we do locally and what you guys are doing nationally?
There is, absolutely. As you mentioned, this time of year when school is out is the time of year a child in the U.S. is most likely to go hungry because school is out. And in places like Florida, for example, during the school year, 1,650,000 students have lunch at school every day, and about 80% of that number receive that lunch either free or reduced based on family income. So when school is out, these kids don't have that same source, dependable, every weekday source of healthy foods. So nationally and in Florida and in your county, there is a program called the Summer Food Service Program that is operated by the USDA, and our partner in Florida is the Department of Agriculture and local schools and food banks and churches, companies like Sodexo, Boys and Girls Clubs, the private organizations that do like Church Lutheran Services or Catholic Charities, a variety of social service agencies that work with us to provide summer sites. And across the state of Florida, for example, last year there were almost 3,500 locations for summer feeding. And we really appreciate having this opportunity, Steve and I, to join you this morning, because that first week out of school, a lot of households will be wondering, what do I do now when school is out? Where can I make sure that my child has access to healthy food? And we love the opportunity to be able to tell your listeners about it, because the number one reason cited to us at the end of the summer when we talk to people saying, well, how come you didn't avail yourself of that summer feeding? They'll say, we didn't know that there was one, or we didn't know where it was.
Right. That's a good point. And Robin will put the list of all the locations in Marion County on Facebook. It's already done?
Yeah.
It's already done. Robin already did it. She's
outstanding.
She's 10 steps ahead of me all the time.
Outstanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
that's great.
I mean, it is, but even having the information there, there's still a need to get the word out. So
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, it would be a shame. So how long has this been going on? I don't remember this when I was a kid. Of course, that was 100 years ago.
Well, it actually started. It actually started in the mid-'70s in very limited ways. And, for example, last summer, about 3.5 million kids across the country were served through that program. either at their school or with, in one of these other volunteer locations.
Yeah.
But that's 3.5 million out of the 21 million that receive meals during the school year free or reduced. So we know there's still a tremendous gap there. So we're trying to, this summer, our goal nationally is to increase by at least 10 million meals the numbers served to kids in the summer.
Oh, wow. And that includes, I noticed on the local list it says breakfast as well. Is it normal? Is breakfast normal?
Not all of the locations, but many of the locations offer breakfast as well, because during the school year, about 13.5 million children have breakfast at school now.
Wow. Steve, who's been talking mostly? Kevin, you've been speaking?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Steve, the work that you do, tell me about, what does it say, a French food services? That sounds like the kids are getting better food than I am, which is okay. I'm okay with that. But you always picture French food, right?
Yeah, no, we're a global company, and we have huge operations in North America. But in my business specifically, which focuses on kids, K through 12, we serve over 2 million kids per day. Healthy meals during the kind of the school time, but when school lets out, as has been talked about earlier, many kids don't have a dependable source of food. So our frontline teams are kind of well aware of that, and we've developed the Feeding Our Future program that right there in Orlando, through our partnership with Magic Johnson Enterprises called Sodexo Magic, they lead our Feeding Our Future program with our team at the Walt Disney World in Disneyland Orlando to support local kids and to provide those kinds of needs that our hungry kids have in the Orlando area.
Oh, wow. And if by chance there was an organization, I don't know who it might be, maybe a church or a synagogue, and they heard about the program but they weren't included in on anything that they knew about, how do they team up? Do they just go to the website or something? How do they get involved with this?
Well, there are a bunch of ways they can. Actually, initially, we recommend they become a site, simply a location where the meals could be delivered to them, and they would serve kids, and they would link up with one of the organizations that are already have a relationship with the state agency in Florida. And then once they've had that experience, we say, well, next year you might want to be your own sponsor. But by being a site initially, or simply providing, volunteers in some of the existing sites is another very important need, because it's adult supervision. Or let's say at the public library, they may have kids coming in for the reading hours, but they always, when you got a lot of kids and they're feeding them, having more adults around is always a plus. So, as you said, a church, synagogue, any interest they might have in that regard, I would say they could try the 800 number, the same 800 number that is listed for locations anywhere in the country, including Florida. And then I would go to that location or contact that location and see, well, how may we help you here?
Okay, and we only have like 30 seconds. What is that number?
It's 866, the numeral 3, hungry, HUNGRY, 866-3-HUNGRY, or in Spanish, 877-8-HAMBRE, HAMBRE.
Okay, all right, excellent.
And Larry, I would also add SodexoFoundation.org. That's SODEXO Foundation.org for information on Feeding Our Future program.
All right. Steve Dunmore and Kevin Concannon, thank you both for what you're doing. That's the bigger thank you. You're helping out children. And our thank you also for being on our show to talk about it.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
All right.
Yeah.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. 5 people dead, including the 2 suspects in Las Vegas. Police say a man and a woman ambushed 2 police officers at a pizza shop, then went to a Walmart and shot and killed another person.
All of a sudden, you just hear people screaming, like, oh, run, this and that somebody's shooting.
Police say the woman then killed the other suspect and herself. Lawmakers get a classified